Hi, it's me Russell, and I'm back again for another Miss Malaika Pyramid video. In this episode, this is the culture night where the delegate use their beauty and their intelligence to portray, highlight, and uplift our Ghanaian culture. This week, they were tasked to tell the history, the culture, and the tourist sites of the various regions and the various ethnic groups in Ghana. They were paired up. So in this video, we are come to rank them based by their groups that they were paired with. The metrics for analyzing, I said it in the previous video, but I'm going to link it in the description below. I don't want this video to be too long. So without much ado, I'll be going straight to the pyramid. And as you know, now the pyramid has 5 tiers, which is the honorable mention. With the honorable mention, these are delegates whose performance were not too strong, so they'll need a lot of votes to keep them in the running to becoming the next Miss Malaika delegate. And also, they'll need to step up their game in the next task. Then we have the soft launch. These are delegates whose performance was good, but it wasn't competitive enough because all the delegates are good and they are stepping up their game, so they need to go 10 times harder. Then the next tier is the sickening tier. With the sickening tier, I say they are giving me top 10 vibe. They have the performance, they have the look, everything that they did was on point, but they need to put extra harder. They need to put in more work. Then we go to the main character energy. These are the top 5 vibes that I'm getting from them. They can easily make it to top 5. However, they are not giving me the little thing that I am looking for them to be crowned as the queen. And the top of the pyramid, which is the elite class, the elite tier. These are the delegates who have it, who in that episode they showed us that yes, they are the next Miss Malaika. Yes, they are winning this task and they can win this competition as well. So without much talking, the details will be in the description below. Now let's move to the pyramid and see which delegate made it to which tier and how their performance was for this week. Starting off at the base, these are the groups, the delegates who made it to the honorable mention tier. Sylvia and Tilly. Sylvia and Tilly were the first group to begin the night, and their performance set the tone for the night. However, other groups fed on their energy and they used that to outperform them and shine them, so thereby making their performance a little bit down. Although I still believe in them, I feel like they will need more votes to be still in the running of becoming the next Miss Malaika. Next is McQueen and Pfizer. With McQueen and Pfizer, the only advantage they had over the other group was that theirs looked a little bit unique and a little bit different from all the presentations that we were seeing. However, I felt like they played it too safe. They were too safe and too relaxed. They didn't take any risks. They weren't very daring enough. If they could have been very daring and they could have taken a little bit risk, I feel like they could have done way more better. However, I'm hoping that they get enough vote to be still in the running. But if they don't get enough vote, then it's likely one of them or the other group, one of these people at the honorable mention list, 2 of these delegates in the honorable mention list might be leaving the competition. I don't know. That's if they don't get enough votes based on their performance. The next tier is the soft launch tier, and these are the delegates who made it to the soft launch. First delegate on the soft launch list is Akosia and Erica. I felt like they did very well, but they left that hanging. And the hanging wasn't that we wanted more. We felt unsatisfied. So there's different. Like this one, it's not a hanger that we wanted more. We felt like we're underfed. That was their performance. But I like it though. I like their performance though. I like Akosia's theatrical thingy. I feel like it worked well for her in this task. And also, I saw a different side of Erica that I haven't seen. I feel like she was a little bit funny, she was a little bit bubbly, and I really enjoyed that as well. Anyway, although they are in the soft launch, I also feel like they possess strong personality to be able to push to the top 10. I pray they get enough vote to keep them in the competition. Next is Esther and AC. AC is low-key becoming another favorite of mine. Although Esther is my favorite already, AC is also garnering up to become another favorite. Although they made it to the soft launch, I wasn't disappointed. Maybe the cultural night is not their strongest hold. They may be able to bounce back. But anyway, I feel like they have their eloquence, they have their material. They just didn't deliver as the other delegates, because this is a competition. Everybody is coming up with their A game. So I feel like they should have done more research, studied themselves, and know what their strongest fit is, and put their best foot forward. This is not a time to be playing Barbie and to be being lackluster. Like Regina Van Helvert will say, it is crunch time, and your best foot must be always forward. Come 10 times prepared. Come 10 times ready to kill. Wait, I'm not condoning violence here, but what I'm trying to say is that they have it. They should bring it, and when they are bringing it, it should be 1,000%, not 100%, 1,000%. Eat and leave no crumbs. That is it. Let's move to the next tier, which is the sickening tier, and these are the delegates that made it to the sickening tier. Starting off with Ayetmi and Gillian, I think they did very well. I learned a few things that I didn't know. That was very insightful performance of them. I think they did their research very well. However, I feel like maybe they may have sat down for a long time because their energy levels was low. And they felt like they were a little bit out of sync. That was their only problem. But aside that, I feel like they did very well, and I won't be surprised if they keep staying in the competition. I have big hopes for Ayetimi though, although she has proved that she can go far. With Gillian, I feel like she's playing it safe, and I hope she's able to step up and also get enough vote, because if she doesn't get enough vote, it's likely she might be evicted. So I hope she step it up. Next is Daniela and Hamdia. I feel like these were the most synchronized pair. Like they were in sync with each other. The way they were speaking, nobody's energy was above anybody. They all felt calm, relaxed, delivering. And with Daniela, I feel like she's being consistent with how calm, graceful, poised she is. From the first episode to now, she has maintained a certain ease, and it's working for her. And I'm surprised by Hamdia. She took me by surprise because for the first episode I wasn't too impressed, but this episode I was so impressed. They sound knowledgeable. They feel like they've done research. For me, I felt like the only thing that they lacked was the tourism sector, because Eastern region is known for a lot of tourism attraction sites, and they didn't mention a lot of them. They just mentioned a few, which I feel like they should have capitalized on that more. But aside that, I think they did well. All that they need is to get enough vote to keep them running. Now to the main character energy. I won't be surprised if any of the groups that made it to this tier wins this task, because they were equally good like the elite tier. However, these are the delegates that made it to the main character energy. Kicking it off is Zoe and Nana Butchie. I think this group did very well. They blew up my expectation, especially they played with each other's strength and also covering each other's weakness. This is what all teamwork is about. Teamwork is not about trying to outshine any other. It's trying to leverage on one's weakness, one's strength, and what? Push it forward to achieve your goal. And I think they did that. They achieved their goal. I won't be surprised if they win because they took a different route that none of the delegates did. Zoe came in as a tourist trying to learn what the whole northern region is about. And Nana Botre was a tall guy and she did very well. I mean, she did very well. They both played their part perfectly. And with Nana Botre, she was giving me the queen factor that I'm looking at. She's very unassuming and unpredictable. Right now, I can't predict her. I don't know her next move. Same as Zoe. Zoe has got me intrigued, and now I'm also looking at her sideways. Anyways, I'm just hoping they get enough vote to keep them running in the competition because I would like to see more of them. Now to the next group, which is Karen and Tracy. Although I felt like they gave us a performance that I've seen before, I still enjoyed their performance. It was funny, it was engaging. For me, that alone worked for me because it made it a bit memorable for me, because the two of them has been kind of a little bit low-key delegates. So once they are being able to be memorable, I think it's a plus for them. And if they win this tax, I won't be surprised because they really delivered. However, I feel like they need to pull up their weight more. They need to be seen, they need to be heard, and they need to stand out. They need to give us something that will be uniquely identified with them. Although they have something, I want something that is stronger, something that screams that we are here to win. Right now, it's just that they are playing it safe. And now to the elite class. If you make it to the elite class, it means you're not here to play. It means you're here to win the crown by fire, by force. And the group that made it to this tier is likely to win. I can bet that they might win this tax. One of the groups might win this tax. These groups are Paulina and Hannah. I feel like this group, they did very well, and I can tell Hannah was feeding off Paulina's vibe. That's very good. I was really impressed with her performance. From last week's performance to this week's performance, I feel like Hannah really improved and she was comfortable in her skin and she was just delivering. This group were really interesting and they really educated us. I feel like they did a lot of research and they really delivered. Their costume too were speaking of what they were talking about. I think I didn't hear them talking much about the culture, the tourist site in their region, but aside that, they really delivered. And if they win, I won't be surprised. Paulina is giving me like, yes, I'm here to win vibe. She's put in more energy and more effort in everything that she's doing. I like that, and I hope she's able to maintain that through the end. And with this performance of Hannah, I hope she keeps growing every week, every episode, so that by the time we get to the grand finale, she has been able to blossom and beginning to radiate her beauty as a radiant queen. Now, to the group that I can bet that they are winning this tax is Candy and Chelsea. They gave their all, they did their research, they turned every stone upside down, they didn't leave anything to chance. They delivered, they came in as royal, they were speaking like typical Ashantis. Although, maybe, I don't know their tribe, but they delivered. That's what I'm trying to say. They came in gracefully, spoke royally, and I like their energy. The only thing that I didn't like was that they felt like a little bit of, especially Chelsea. She felt like she was trying to lean into Candy so that she could feed off Candy, which is not bad, but it felt a bit obvious, and if that made them feel a little bit out of sync. But aside that, they did very well, and I won't be surprised if they win this tax, and I won't be surprised if they really go far in this competition. Although Chelsea is very laid back, and I can see Candy being very bold and straightforward up front. I mean, they did very well. They are different personalities, but they were able to blend it very well, and their teamwork was superb. I like that, and I'm beginning to become a fan of them. Hopefully next week they will still be in the competition, or they might have won the task, and they will perform very well if they are together. And if they are not together, wherever they are, I hope they still give me the same vibe that I got from here. Wishing them nothing but the best. This is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. There are millions of content out there, but you chose to watch mine till the end. I'm very grateful and humble for that. See you in the next one. Thank you very much. It's bye bye for now.